Okay, let's take a look at our instructor experience on onedanceschool.com. I'm going to log in as my instructor, and you'll see that the same as every other customer, I have all my information, except I also have this added bit at the top. As an instructor, you can take attendance, see enrollment info, provide reports, send emails, make phone calls, manage media, and more. For help, please start with Help for Instructors. So we have another page for that. See also your bio and programs, which is where we're going to spend our time in this video today. You can also add information like your hours and payments, where we can give the instructors ability to submit their hours and see their payments. You'll notice that below it's the standard account details for any account. So to create an instructor, you simply need them to create an account. And if they have students, they can add their students, and you'll see their student enrollment info and all that below. And then we go and we just give them instructor access. So that works really well. Let's get started. So your bio and programs. So as an instructor, you're always going to start on your bio page, and you're going to set it up with the sort by day and time. That way when you scroll through them, they're in order. And if they're, you just have to click on that to set that. Let's say it's Wednesday, 4:15 class is just about to start. You'll see that because I am sorted by day and time, my next class is next. That's at my 5 o'clock, and then my last class was last night. You'll see that my attendance is open and ready for me to go, so all I have to really do is click on this. I'll set everyone to present, and then I go through each one and say, okay, you're remote and you're absent, and everyone else is here, so we're all good. I want to point out right away, you see that Jane Acro is underlined in yellow because you'll notice we haven't taken attendance for her, so she's a new student in this class. You'll also notice that we have birthday alerts, so I can see that her birthday is tomorrow because it's green. Her birthday was in the past because it's gray, and her birthday is today because it's in red. You'll notice that the gray background is she's no longer in this class. You can see we took attendance just recently. And we'll also notice that we have at, which is attending. We give our parents the ability to go and tell us whether your students are going to be in person or present, remote or absent. So when you see your attendance, you get to these programs, you just take your attendance and you get back to your class, you do what you have to do, and at the end of the class you just click on the next and you do it all again. Before I take attendance, I want to show you what else is on this page. So you see that we have attendance, we have student info and reports, and we have media for instructors and admins. I also like to show you that this does work on a phone. So say for example, you're working on an iPhone, you can take your attendance here and you see that it just has the fields you need. And all the links are big enough for your fingertips, so you can take attendance easily on your phones and small devices. You'll also see that they contract and expand, show height if you will. So same thing for student info and reports. It all fits on the phone and all the links are big enough for my fingertips. Media, say for example we have media in our classes, so I've uploaded the music for this class, so I could click on that and I can download it or stream it and plug it into the stereo system in the studio, and we could start listening to that and dancing to that, and I can control it from my phone. Let's get out of phone mode. I'll show you what it's like you can go and add the new media, but in this case, let's just edit one because all the fields are here. It makes it quicker to go through. So you give it a title. You can choose what type of media. It could be a meeting, music, picture, video, whatever you want. We also have, it's either one field, I either put my URL or my code in here. Because this is an embed code for YouTube, I just put the code in there and it already embeds it. The code's all set up for us. I could instead have an external link, so whatever I put in there, the full URL, it'll open up in a new tab, and we can open up our music or videos or instructions, anything you want, documents, Zoom meetings, whatever you want. We also can set up the ordering, so if one is at the top, 2, 3, 4, so you can sort them. So you can see what you want at top. And access, we can set it up so it's enrolled, so the students have to be enrolled in the program and logged in before they can see this information. And we could also set it instead for instructors and admins only, so we could use this media just for us internally, like our choreography or any other notes we have. Let's take a look at student info and reports. I'm going to grow it so it's easier to see. We have a lot of information here, so give me a second to go through it with you. At the very top, we start off with the report intro. So this is the report that we add for all students that are in this class. It could be a progress report if you wanted, per se, for everyone. We also have different types of reports. So I'm going to show you the links. I could add a report for Jane, and I could add a general report for Jane. So the general report is this student in this session, we call it. You could call it the school year or a semester or a term. And the report card is for the student in this class. So if I click on add this, you'll see that it pops up. It fills in all the fields for me. So it's already set up as a report for the program and the student. It enters the IDs that I need, and it's started the comment for me. So I can just go and set that up really quickly. Let's go back. Let's take a look at one in detail. So Jane, I have all this information for her, so we can take a look at all the different settings we have for her. So we have the student notes in here. We have the family name, so that would be the family's last name normally. Primary contact. We can go and click on this and send an email. And I'm using Outlook, so if I click on that, it pops up an email. All I have to do is type my whatever I want to talk about and insert my signature and send it, and we're good to go. Notice that it goes to this primary contact. It mentions the class name and the time. It's dear first name, last name, about student's first name, enrollment in the class, and we include the program ID. So it's easy for us to keep track of all this stuff really quickly by email. If your device, like on a phone or even your computer, is set up to make phone calls, you can click that and make the phone call right from here. Secondary contact, if they provide this information, it'll be here so you can see who they are, whether they're mother or father. It shows you that too. You could send them an email, phone them as well. You can see whether they're designated as the emergency contact, authorized to pick up or not. Emergency contact, we need that information, so that will be in here as well. And notice that we also have customer notes. So a customer can add notes to their account under their primary contact when they're setting up their account. So it's nice to have that note in here too, so we see everything. Instructors only, so we have the ability to take notes as instructors and admins internally. So this is never shared with the families, but it's nice to share amongst instructors and admins so we can keep track of things here for each student as well. And then we have a report card. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So this one's already filled in for us. It's a report card. We've got all the information we typed in there. And then we also have other fields that we can set up. Every school is different. In this case, we have participation, energy, technical, and we rate you or mark you by excellent, good, satisfactory, or needs improvement. You could do these any way you want. You could have it as levels, so that could be intermediate, beginner, advanced. You could have it as grades, so it could be like A plus, B plus, or percentages. You can use these or not. You can customize them to be any way you want as well. You can also have rank. This is not something we would actually share with the families. So you could rank your students if you want. You could also use it for positions in the choreography so you can see who's where. What's really nice is you can also go and sit down and enter all the awards they've been given or that you give them. And you just save, and that will update on the next page. So that's the reports, and I'll scroll up and take a look at the rest of the information that's here. So we can go and take a look at all the information at a glance here. It's really nice to see how many hours a student is. So Jane's only in this one class, obviously. You don't have to remember what all these say because it's down below. We have notes and a key. So hours equals hours per week this student is enrolled in. Next, we have view enrollment. So if I click on that, that opens up in a new tab and it shows me the enrollments exactly as the family sees it. I can't actually click on it because that's not in my account, but I can see exactly what I need, what else they're in and where they are, whether they paid their, as you can see, they didn't pay their caution deposit yet. I have age, so that's in years, so it's nice to see the age of everybody here. I also have date of birth, so there's year, month, day. I also have the birthday alerts here. Gender, so female or male. We also ask our parents whether or not we're allowed to take photos. So if it says no, it'll show. We also ask for allergies or medical alerts, medical conditions, medical medications they could be taking. If they say yes, it shows here. They're also asked to provide us with notes if they do have allergies or medications indicated, so we can click on that. It's an alert, so we can see that we actually need to take a look at the student note here instead of the regular info icon. And then we also have the attendance options and the total times they've attended, so we can see those totals here. We see the last date they attended, and in this case we haven't seen the student yet, so it's not applicable, but in this case we saw her last week. The reports are here in the information we have here, so that would be the report card, this would be the general report, and this shows that we have instructor only notes. Let's go take a look at Jane's report card. Doesn't matter whether I click on this or this, it's the same report. You'll notice that right now we're not showing the reports to families. This is for admin and instructors only, and this is what a report card will look like. So this gives us a chance to go through and set up all our reports, make sure we like the way they all look, and then we can flip a switch and show them to the families so they can see what we've reported. And that is the student info and reports. So now let's go back and we'll actually take attendance. And you'll see that this is actually really easy to do. It only takes a couple of seconds. When you're on the day of, all you need to do is click on Set All to make them present, which makes it really quick. So typically everyone's, except for a few people, are going to be present. So if I click on this, it will go and set everyone present and refresh the page, and I can go through the rest of them. I can say, Lynn, you're remote. Brooklyn, you're absent again. And you can see that it updates as we go. So we can just finish off the attendance, and then we can go to the next class after the class is done. So let's scroll down one last time, and I'm going to show you under the student info and reports. I also have some other links here that help me deal with things. So I can print the blank attendance sheet. So if I click that, it opens up, creates a PDF and opens it up so that I have everybody in here. Say for example, I can't do attendance online. I could go and print this up, take attendance, hand it to the admin on the way out, and that's all I need to do. Same thing with sign in and sign out sheets and measurement sheets. And again, these are easy to customize for whatever measurements you want to take. We also have the ability to go send an email to the primary contacts that are enrolled. It won't send one to someone who's not enrolled anymore. So if I click on that, it's going to open up, in my case I use Outlook, it's going to open up my Outlook email ready to go. It's got it to me, and then it BCCs everybody else who's in there, and it sets it up with the description, and it puts my signature in there. So let's close that up. So now let's go take a look at my next class. One last point is that notice that Jane's no longer underlined in yellow because she's actually attended the class, so that doesn't show anymore. And Jane, who no longer attends this class, is underlined in gray. Let's go take a look at my next class. And you can see again, I could just go take my attendance. I can see my student info. And in this case, you can see Jane is in this class. So we moved her information over here. And now I'm just going to take a look at what it looks like from my own account. So as an instructor, I also have my own students. I'm going to show you right now my enrollments. As I showed you before, we're not showing the reports or attendance to our families. So I'm just going to change that on my other screen and update that. So now you're looking at enrollments without that information. I'm going to refresh, and you'll see now it does show the student reports is now here. It wasn't here before, so I can click on that and go and take a look at it. I will do that in 1 second. It also can show here if you want. So there's my general comments for that student in this session at the top. And then for each class, I can have the attendance show, and I can have different color codes. So green is you've only missed a few, orange is you've missed almost too many, and red is you have missed too many. You can set that up any way you want. It has your progress report or your report card, and it shows for everybody. So that's the intro, and there's for just that one student. So it's all in here. Let's go take a look at the reports from a family's perspective now that we've enabled it. And you'll see that I actually have access to all the reports for all sessions. So this is a good example of one report for this year, and this would be the first one I received for this student and the previous one. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you when it comes to the instructor experience for today. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, by all means, give me a phone call. Visit onedanceschool.com to see more, and I'll be happy to show you how this could work for your school and set it up and get it working for you too. Thank you very much. Goodbye now.